Now, as many of y'all know, I didn't like the first Andor series. I thought it was too cloak and dagger. It didn't feel like Star Wars to me. They tried to make it seem like Star Wars, where Diego Luna was, or Andor was, on this planet, kind of like had a kind of a Tatooine-ish feel, even though it wasn't Tatooine, and their houses were built kind of like they were in Tatooine, Mos Eisley Spaceport and places like that. It had a lot of elements that it was slow. I'll put it like that. It was slow for me. I quit Andor like 3 times, and I was like, I am bound and determined to watch this show. I was so bound and determined to watch it. I thought the special effects with like the ships flying and everybody on Coruscant was okay, but it didn't catch me, and the flow of the show. I mean, and part of it is because I know at the end everybody dies. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Rogue One, I would highly suggest watching it. I probably won't watch it again because it's so terminal to me, and everybody dies. Basically. So it shows a lot of what happened. Rogue One does. It shows a lot of what happened right before the Death Star became fully operational and Grand Moff Tarkin took over, and how the plans for the Death Star were taken and given to Princess Leia. It was a good movie. It's so sad, and I hate movies where I guess that's part of my upbringing from Star Trek. The Kobayashi Maru. There's no way out of this situation, and everybody's going to die. But it's how you die is how you're graded. But I'm like Captain Kirk. I don't believe in a sudden death situation where everybody dies. So I always believe that if you have hope and you can get out of any situation. And I just thought, when at the end of Rogue One, when they're just walking down to the beach to watch the mushroom cloud of the planet explode, that I thought that they could have jumped on a spaceship and been able to escape. But then it wouldn't have made any sense in the continuity of the original Star Wars, because then you'd have these people that are alive that aren't showing up, and people be like, well, where are they? How do you fit that into the timeline? So I guess they had to kill them all off, even though I don't like it. It had to be done. So anyway, all that to say, I wasn't a fan of Andor. It just seemed like it was slow. I didn't really see any body in the show except for maybe Mon Mothma. That was somebody I recognized. It could have been its own sci-fi show, basically. With that being said, Diego Luna is hyping up Andor 2, saying it's going to be a totally different show. And I sure hope it is. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try. I'm going to force myself to watch it. And I saw an article where Diego Luna is talking about the show, and I thought I would share this with you. So let me share it with you. So we see Diego Luna with K2SO, and it says, Diego Luna hypes up K2SO's return in Andor, says show's final season adds new meaning to Rogue One. It was only days ago that we learned K2SO, Cassian Andor's trusty droid companion from Rogue One, will appear in the second and final season of Andor. If it's like the first season, I will be happy that this is the last season. But if it's not, then I'll be sad, like Obi-Wan. This season, which will release in 2025, could show viewers how Cassian and K2SO met and became friends. However, that's not all the fans can expect to see in the show's final installments, according to leading man Diego Luna. Fans will view some Rogue One characters in a different light upon revisiting the film following Andor's conclusion. Speaking with Entertainment Weekly, Luna said, You're going to see why K2 is important in Rogue One, and how does he get to be such an important character for the Rebellion. I think people watching Rogue One after watching Season 2 are going to see a different film. Everything will be signified differently, knowing what had to happen for K2 to be there. It's going to make you witness the journey of Rogue One in a different way, I think, and not just with K2, but with many other characters. I think it'll be really cool. And there he is with K2. Rogue One itself caused many fans to view A New Hope in a different context, given that the prequel showed the high cost the Rebellion paid to secure the Death Star plans. It makes sense that Andor would in turn do the same for Rogue One. As for the other characters, Luna says his show will explore further. We don't know who specifically he's referring to just yet. However, we do know that Orson Krennic will also show up in the new season, and Luna has hinted before that other surprise character appearances might lie in store. Overall, it sounds like Andor Season 2 will be as strong a companion piece to Rogue One as its first one was. Apparently, Luna himself might do a marathon of these series back-to-back with the movie. I'm sure someone from Lucasfilm and Disney will give us the opportunity to watch Season 2 and to go straight to watch the film on a big screen with tons of popcorn and friends around. Theatrical releases of Star Wars movies are far from a rare occurrence, and Lucasfilm did put Rogue One back in theaters a couple of years ago as part of the advertising campaign for Andor Season 1. It's still too early to say if this 2016 spinoff will be back in theaters as Luna suggested, especially considering we don't even know when in 2025 Andor Season 2 will start streaming. We'll keep you updated on all things related to Andor as we hear them. So they're going to bring in Orson Krennic, the guy who was in charge of building the Death Star before Grand Moff Tarkin came in. He's also the guy that went to Darth Vader's planet of Mustafar, where Darth Vader created his castle, where Darth Vader created his Sith abode and choked him. Yeah, that was a cool scene. I like the Mustafar scene. And the very end scene of Rogue One. If you haven't seen it, you totally have to see Rogue One just for the ending, which is fantastic. One of the best Darth Vader scenes I've ever seen. A lot of good Darth Vader scenes, but this is like one of top 2 or 3. So check it out. Anyway, what do you think about Diego Luna and the new season of Andor 2? Will you watch it? I'm gonna watch it. It's probably gonna be really tough for me if it is dragging and slow like it was in Season 1. I don't think Season 1 added anything at all to Rogue One. I mean, the only thing that they did that I can foresee is that when they were in the prison unit and they made those parts for the outer shelf of the Death Star. That's all I can, see as counting toward adding anything to Rogue One. Now, hopefully with Andor Season 2, they can add a whole bunch, but that's all I foresee. Anyway, if you like my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. And hit the bell notification. It'll let you know when I do more videos. And also, if you like this video a lot, you should check this one out. May the Force be with you always.